Plaintiff Christina Taphorn started dating the defendant when she was 17 and he was 25, and they have a son together. Christina claims they had an argument one night in the car and he assaulted her, and she's suing him today for illegal eviction and defamation. Defendant Larry Messer says he has always worshipped the ground Christina walks on, and he's still madly in love with her. Larry insists he never kicked Christina out of his apartment, and he's countersuing for unpaid rent, bills, and emotional distress.
All rise. This court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Greg Mathis presiding. You may now be seated.
Start with you.
Your Honor, I met Larry when I was 17. He was 25. After a month we met, we moved in together. He begged me to get a place. He just left his wife 6 months prior to that. So my dad died 6 months before we met, and I decided it'd be okay. I was vulnerable. I was looking for the attention. I found the attention through him. We moved into a place. 6 months later, I got pregnant with our son, and we got in a big argument where he wanted me to go ahead and have terminate the pregnancy, and I refused. We were in the car at the time, and he was drunk, and I told him to get out of the car for about 20 minutes, and he refused. I spit in his face. He smacked me. I smacked him in his face. He spit me in my face. He twisted my arm behind my back. The car rolled down the hill. Thank God we didn't hit anything. We stopped in time. But that was just one of the many fights that was to come in our relationship.
When did that occur?
That occurred in August of 2002.
How long have you all been apart?
Since January 2009 of this year.
Up through 2008, was there any type of domestic violence involved there?
Yeah, we had altercation where he can't meet the screwdriver. I did call the police on that time, but we had custody.
How often would you all have domestic violence issues? How often?
Probably once a year.
Okay.
We had arguments quite often, but
why did you all break up?
Because I was fed up with the verbal and emotional abuse. I just decided I couldn't hang in there anymore after 7 years of it.
Sir, what background you want to give me?
All right, sir. First off, I'd like to just tell you that me and Christina, we've been together for 7 years. We have a beautiful son together.
Good.
I love him more than anything in this world. I also have another child that she helped me raise. Actually, two of them, two other children that they live with me. I actually worship the grounds the woman walked on, man. I mean, I loved her more than anything in the world. I still do. Yeah, I
That's why you walked on her.
No, I never did walk on her, sir. I never did. That's all lies that she's saying about me being abusive to her. There has been a lot of arguments in our relationship, but never no physical abuse between either one of us. I don't know where she got the thing where...
That's a lie, Your Honor. I got proof of that.
What proof do you have?
My mom, she's seen the bruises and stuff, and she's came out fight.
You never went to the police on him?
The police came down, but I didn't press charges because the kids were there in the house. I didn't want them to see their father taken away. And their mom was in prison at that time, so I didn't want the girls to lose their dad and their mom to jail.
Go ahead, sir.
Never once.
So why'd you all break up?
I believe that she wanted to just leave me because she was cheating on me.
Give me the scenario. What did she say? I mean,
okay, well, in October, first off, sir, in October of 2008, that's when she first left. She actually gave me an email saying that she just was falling out of love with me, is what she told me.
Man. And also the abuse that he did. I have the email here where I stated.
All right, and that's October. What happened after that?
October. Well, actually, I had sent her flowers and everything else after she had left.
Okay.
And she actually came back in the end of November, like the first part of December.
Okay.
Well, then in January, she said to me that she wanted to just leave. But the thing is that she was always coming home late from work. From the time that she moved back in with me, she never did show me any kind of affection. It was just never the same as it was before between us two.
You suspected she was cheating or something?
Yes,
when you
I
say
did.
She was coming home?
Yeah, she was coming home
later than usual?
Yes, later than usual. I used to pick her up.
Did you ask her about it?
Yeah, of course I did. She just denied it. She said that she wasn't doing nothing, that it was all in my head.
You tell me about what you're suing him for, the furniture and the illegal eviction.
January 23rd, we got in an argument right before he left for work. He asked me if I still wanted to be with him. I didn't answer him because I didn't know how to tell him I was, done. I couldn't put up with it anymore again. It just wasn't working out, even though we tried. So the next day, he came home from work in the morning. He told me, he said, "You got 3 hours. Get your stuff out. Get your stuff out. I'm changing the locks in 3 hours."
That's a lie, Your Honor.
And I said, "I don't have the means right now. Give me 2 weeks. Give me 2 weeks. I can get an apartment. I can get our son, set up a car, to get back and forth to work." He's like, "No, 3 hours. I'm changing the locks now." So I called my mom, had stuff situated with my mom so she could pick me and our son up, get our clothes, because he's like, get your clothes and you can't have nothing else right now, or you can have nothing if you don't leave, because I'm changing locks and kicking you and
she
throwing
had
you
me
all
sign a
out.
promissory note.
Go ahead.
So I went ahead and my mom came down there and she's seen all this, and I had him sign a letter saying, okay, I'll turn my keys back to you so you don't have to change the locks, but you must sign this letter saying I can come back and get my furniture within 30 days, that you're going to let me do that. He says, fine. So he signed the promissory note saying I can come back and get my stuff. My mom even wrote a witness statement saying everything that
All right,
happened.
what happened?
When we were down there?
Did you go and get any of it?
I tried to many times. I
he
have text
stopped you?
messages where he would not let me come and get it. When he found out that I had the gentlemen from my work, the 2 maintenance men that my boss set up, and the truck she let us borrow from work, and I had to pay them $20 a piece and the gas of the truck. When we were on our way down there, I texted him and asked him if it was okay. He found out who was coming. He's like, no, you can just stay with them guys and, make our son realize why he really left his mommy, have him messed up in the head and stuff. He was trying to blame me of being
Sir,
with
let me
people
first
when
hear
I
about
wasn't.
this eviction. And by the way, she does. Her first 2 paragraphs are dedicated to telling you that she's leaving because of your emotional abuse.
Okay, I also have
talking down to her, making her feel less than worthy. Go ahead.
That's what she said, Your Honor. But I believe that was an excuse for her to leave. It wasn't like that because it was mutual between the both of us.
All right. Let's get to the eviction.
It was no way I would ever just kick her out on the
What
street.
happened? You never asked her to leave?
No, she decided
You didn't
to
change
leave.
the locks?
No, I did not, sir. I can't
didn't change
change the locks.
locks. He
We're in
threatened
an
to change the
apartment
locks.
building.
Okay. So, ma'am, how do I know whether he evicted you or whether you left
Because my mom was
on
down
your
there when
own?
he was throwing me out.
All right. Did she try and come and get her things?
She's had more than enough time to come down there and get them, sir.
Have you ever prevented her?
One time I did prevent her to do that.
How?
That's because she did want to bring her boyfriend now
No
to
boyfriend,
my place to
no.
move the things. And I knew it would
Maintenance
cause
guys
a
from
lot of
work.
conflict, sir. I knew it would, and that's why I said, no way. There ain't no way
When
you're
was
gonna do
that?
That was first couple weeks of February, like between the 1st and the 14th.
Ma'am, did you try and bring your current
I don't
mate?
have a current boyfriend. It wasn't my boyfriend
So
either.
you did not try and bring anyone with you the first week or so of
I
February?
had the 2 maintenance men, yes, from work that my boss
Okay.
set up because they were driving
Just
the truck.
the maintenance men?
Just the maintenance men,
All
yes.
right.
That I had to pay.
What made you think it was the person she was dating?
Because I just believed it was, sir.
How?
I assumed it.
Right.
I did assume it.
All right. Ma'am, do you have any evidence of the things you were prohibited from taking?
Yes, I got the list that my mom sent that she said
Let's
that
see
she
it.
see that he would not let me take anything but my clothes. I got text messages from him saying I cannot take anything. I can't come and get it because he has to sleep. He has to work.
The hours of her coming to get the things, because I worked 3rd shift, she didn't, you know what I mean? She always wanted to do it when it was time for me to go to bed or something like that. It was always that time. It was never the time on a Sunday when I was off work.
The time I took the maintenance man there, we both took
Ma'am,
a personal
read
day.
what it is I should know that indicates he was prohibiting you from getting it in a reasonable manner.
On 2/7/09 at 12:36 p.m., it says, my next day off, Cat, ain't till Thursday. Do you even have a truck to move your stuff? And I said, yes. He said, well, I work on the weekends. You don't have to say that Peggy is getting you people. Is this people you know or seen or his buddies? Because that won't happen. I said, no. And he says, well, I guess they're doing it for nothing, right? I said, no, I had to pay them $20 a piece plus gas in the truck. He says, well, it's not going to happen today for sure. So you can just hang out with each other today and let my son be confused why his mommy really left his father.
Yep. Gotcha.
There's another time on the 25th of February of 09. I asked him if I can come get some stuff. He says, that's fine. You can come, and it gives me some more time to get stuff organized. And then I said, well, will you put it in writing, some stuff that you're not going to give me, the stuff that I take? He says, you can still go to court. That's not why I'm doing this. I'm not putting anything in writing. And if you don't believe me, I don't know what to tell you. I'm leaving you alone for now and going on with my life. If you need something in writing, I really don't know what to tell you. I'm going to try to be cool here, so don't. He cursed it up.
In the defamation you're suing him for is what?
I got voicemails on my work voicemails where he was saying, cussing me and stuff like that.
To you?
Yes.
All right.
And my boss checked the voicemails, called me the next day, and wrote me
Why'd
up.
your boss check your voicemail?
It's not. It's the work voicemails. He left it on the work voicemail.
I would never do that. She
You have
answers the
something there,
phone,
I do.
sir.
Let me hear it.
Hey, Kat, I just talked to Larry, and you really need to call him. You know, he's so upset. He's so sad right now because you're not there. And I hope you're really enjoying your life. You know, you spend all week at work and then expect not to even spend no time with your son. Why don't you quit thinking about yourself, Christina? That's exactly why I'm going to get custody of my son, because you do nothing but run around and want to be slutty all the time. That's what it is. And I hope everybody in the world's hearing that at RDI.
That's my
Okay?
company.
I hope everybody's hearing it.
Yeah, that's exactly defamation, you called her work. You left a message, hoping, as you said, that everyone at her job would hear it.
You're right,
You
sir.
tried to defame her character and harm her reputation at work.
You're right.
Right. Your counterclaim for $1,400 for unpaid rent, bills, and emotional distress. How does she owe you for that?
Well, because we've always split our rent and everything, all of our bills 50-50 as we was living together. And she ended up leaving in January and then left me stuck with all the bills in February is what she did.
He kicked me out. How can I pay the bills in February?
Right.
I have to pay my own. I got my own lease and everything
Correct.
for
And I
February.
believe you kicked her out, sir. Everything you've said in all of these communications have involved some subtle or blatant accusation about her and some other men. Same thing you told me her reasons for leaving are for other men. And when she wanted to get her things, who are those guys you're bringing? Are you paying them? They better not be so and so and so. You're preoccupied with her and other men. Ma'am, I'm going to grant your judgment, $3,800. The evidence that you provided regarding the phone calls and the defamation thereof, I believe the illegal eviction, I believe that was also the case, and the value of the furniture. So I'm going to grant your judgment, sir. I'm going to dismiss your case because I don't believe she owes you from the time you evicted her. And by your own admission, she told you she was leaving. Judgment for the plaintiff.
My son's my son. He's always going to be my son. I'll keep taking care of him. You know, like always. I'm the one who's got him most of the time anyway, so.
You watch him today. You are a good dad. I'll give you that, you know.
No, you know I got him most of the time.
You go on Saturday.
7 days out of the week.
Saturday through Tuesday, you have
She
him.
knows that.
And Wednesday through
7 days
Saturday
a
during the
week.
day, I have him. Yes, we both work, though.
But all that physical abuse she talked about was a lot of lies in there. Let me tell you, a lot of lies. I've never touched that woman, ever.
That's why you.
That's one thing I'm not. I'm not a woman beater.